Welcome to the English News Bình Phước Radio, television station and newspaper. I'm the one now following are the headline of today news. All eligible citizens are granted ID cards. 4 crops receive support in agricultural insurance cost. Price fluctuation not seen for durian seedling. Legislators adopt 3 laws and 1 resolution. Legislative leader meets Russian chief justice. Vietnam CPI inflation trends are down for the 4th month. Vietnam provides free medical checkups in Cambodia. And now are the details. Bình Phước province completed the issuance of citizens' ID card to 100% of eligible people on June 15, 45 days earlier than the deadline. The information was revealed at a conference to announce the completion of ID card granting to all eligible citizens and launch a campaign to activate e-ID codes on June 20.
In order to fulfill the goal of granting eligible ID cards before July 31st, as required by the Ministry of Public Security, the Director of the Provincial Public Security issued a plan and launched a special emulation movement to collect ID card applications and e-ID codes. By June 15th, Bình Phước had completed the issuance of ID cards to 100% of eligible citizens, 45 days earlier than the deadline prescribed by the Ministry of Public Security. The Bình Phước Provincial People's Committee recently issued Plan number 196 to implement the 90 Days and Nights campaign to activate e-ID codes for eligible citizens in the province, which will take place from June 20th to September 20th.
The Bình Phước Provincial People Committee has issued decision number 1001 approving areas and crops eligible for support in agricultural insurance fees.
Areas eligible for support include 110 communes, wards and townships in the province, except for Hưng Long ward in Truyền town. Crops subject to support include cashew, rubber, pepper and coffee trees. Under Decision number 3 in 2022 from the Prime Minister on the implementation of policies to support agriculture insurance, rubber, pepper, cashew and coffee trees will be supported when damaged due to storms, lightning, flood, flash floods, hail, or hoarfrost. Natural disasters must be announced or certified as such by a competent state agency. Damage due to disease does not receive support. The period of support runs until December 31st, 2025. Those subject to support include individuals and organizations in agriculture production. Individuals belonging to poor or near poor households and involved in agriculture production will receive support of up to 90% of agriculture insurance premiums. Those who do not belong to poor or near poor households or agriculture production organizations will receive support of up to 20%. Decision number 1001 also assigns people's committees of districts, towns and cities to release lists of areas and crops receiving support of agriculture insurance premiums.
Durian is still a hot agricultural product, with many farmers in Bình Phước continuing to choose to plant the trees on the agricultural land in this year's sowing season. To meet the needs of the market, seed supply agents have not only imported more seedlings but have also diversified types for buyers to choose more easily.
Areas eligible for support include 110 communes, wards and townships in the province, except for Hưng Long ward in Truyền town. Crops subject to support include cashew, rubber, pepper and coffee trees. Under Decision number 3 in 2022 from the Prime Minister on the implementation of policies to support agriculture insurance, rubber, pepper, cashew and coffee trees will be supported when damaged due to storms, lightning, flood, flash floods, hail or hoarfrost. Natural disasters must be announced or certified as such by a competent state agency. Damage due to disease does not receive support. The period of support runs until December 31st, 2025. Those subject to support include individuals and organizations in agriculture production. Individuals belonging to poor or near poor households and involved in agriculture production will receive support of up to 90% of agriculture insurance premiums. those who do not belong to poor or near-poor households or agricultural production organizations will receive support of up to 20%. Decision number 1001 also assigns people's committees of districts, towns, and cities to release lists of areas and crops receiving support of agriculture insurance premiums.
The 15th National Assembly continued the 5th session in Hanoi on June 20. More in the following report.
Deputies of the 15th National Assembly adopted 3 laws and 1 resolution on the 20th of June as part of their ongoing 5th session. The 3 laws are the Law on Cooperatives, revised, the Law on Civil Defense, revised, and the Law on Protection of Consumer Rights, revised. All the 3 laws will take effect from the 1st of July, 2024. Meanwhile, the resolution adopted is on the investment policy for a project to build a road connecting National 27C to Provincial Road numbers 656 in the south-central province of Can Hoa, linking with neighboring Lerm Dong and Nguyen Thuan provinces. In the afternoon of the same day, the deputies debated the draft law on water resources, revised.
National Assembly Chairman Vương Đình Huệ hosted a reception for the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Russian Federation, Vyacheslav Lebedev, in Hanoi on June 20.
Chairman Huệ valued the talks between Russian Chief Justice and his Vietnamese counterpart Nguyễn Hòa Bình. He said he believed that following the talks, there will be important and useful cooperation between the two sides in the coming time. He affirms that Vietnam always considers strengthening relations with Russia to be one of the top priorities in its foreign policy. The Russian Chief Justice said he believes that his visit will contribute to expanding ties with the Supreme People's Court of Vietnam. He expressed a hope that the exchange of delegations at all levels will continue to be promoted by the two countries in the coming time.
In a report released on June 19, the World Bank said that Vietnam Consumer Price Index (CPI) inflation continued to trend down for the 4th month, declining from 2.8% in April to 2.4% in May.
Core inflation remained elevated at 4.5% in May, compared to 4.6% in April, according to the bank's Vietnam Macro Monitoring Report. Retail sales continued to expand at 11.5% annually in May, comparable to growth rates in the 2 previous months. Sales of goods improved from 9.7% in April to 10.9% in May. Vietnam's FDI disbursement registered $1.8 billion in May, a slight improvement from April. While investment disbursement remains robust, credit growth continues to slow. Continued weak external demand and uncertainties are adversely affecting the Vietnamese economy, translating into contraction in exports and imports, and a slowdown in industrial production.
Vietnamese doctors and nurses from Charity Association in Ho Chi Minh City recently provided free medical examinations and medicines to nearly 800 Cambodian people in Sa Ang district in Can Do province.
Supported by Vietnamese and Cambodian volunteers, the effort was warmly welcomed and appreciated by local people. Following medical examinations and consultation, the Vietnamese team then distributed free medicines to local people. This practical and humanitarian activity helps address the high cost of medical services in Cambodia, which is relatively expensive compared to average incomes. The Vietnamese embassies in Cambodia, in collaborations with charity organizations, agencies and units from Vietnam, have sent many groups of doctors and nurses to Cambodia after the COVID-19 pandemic was successfully controlled. The medical groups provided free medical examinations and medicines to Cambodians of Vietnamese origins, as well as ethnic minority groups and Cambodians.
And that is all for today on BPTV News. Once again, thanks for your listening and goodbye for now.